Imagine if you were taking a road trip and you realized after 30 minutes of driving, you were going the wrong way. You wouldn't just be like, "Welp, I'm here now. I've already been driving 30 minutes. Might as well stay." No, you would never do that. But this is exactly what you're doing with your old stories, your old neural pathways. Something triggers you and you find yourself neck deep in an old limiting belief. You're like, "I know where this road takes me. It takes me to repeating old patterns that I don't want to repeat, but I'm just going to stay here because it feels familiar. I'm just going to rest here for a little bit." No, stop taking the road. Turn the car around. So I don't normally spend time talking about things that I think people are doing wrong. My whole message is that you aren't a problem to be fixed, that the way you see the world is valuable and meaningful. But today, I am going to tell you the number one error you are making when you're trying to manifest this life that you want, create this life that you want to live. You are spending way more time focusing on the old stories and the thoughts you want to unlearn than on the thoughts you want to believe instead. So how a brain creates new neural pathways isn't up for debate. New neural pathways are created through repetition of the new skill or the new thought that you want to hardwire. If you don't speak French and you want to learn to speak French, your brain's going to learn a new word, and then there's going to be two neurons that connect through this little chemical or electrical signal, and then you're going to practice that and make that connection stronger and stronger until one day it becomes automatic. Learning French, learning how to play the piano, learning how to walk, anything that you are learning to do, this is how a brain learns. It's not different for anyone. Yes, your brain is special and unique, but it's not up for debate. It's not like sometimes it works. This is how a brain works. Okay, back to the mistake that you are making. Let's say you have this road that you drive on all the time. You're super familiar with the traffic flow. It's easy to take this road. This road is smooth. The only problem is this road never gets you to your destination. It never gets you where you want to go. You keep ending up at the same wrong place over and over and over. Now there's this other road. It's a brand new road. It's not even paved yet. It's bumpy and it's rough and it's not what you're used to at all, but this road takes you exactly where you want to go, like door to door. So two roads, one smooth, doesn't take you where you want to go. The other one is bumpy, but it's going to take you exactly where you want to go. You're like, well, yeah, I'm going to start using the new road. It's going to save me so much time and so much frustration because instead of ending up at the wrong place all the time, this is actually going to get me where I want to go. Duh. Guys, this is what I see all the time. You keep going back to the old road and you're like, yeah, I know the new road gets me where I want to go, but maybe I'm wrong about this road. Maybe this road will take me where I want to go. I just have to try harder or work harder. I know these thoughts aren't taking me where I want to go, but I feel like I really need 100% proof that this road is actually not the right road before I can just la-di-da, let me just go on this new road and believe it's the right road. Maybe I just need to prove that trying harder isn't going to be the thing that takes me where I want to go. No, you don't have to prove anything. But this is exactly what you're doing with your old stories. I call it indulging in the familiar because familiar feels good. When I moved to Colorado, I didn't know how to get anywhere. I didn't know how to get to the grocery store. I didn't know where the gas station was. I had to use a GPS everywhere I went. But I remember the first time we went back to Illinois and I knew where everything was. I was like, oh, it feels good because familiar feels good. And it's not a problem. You just don't want to stay there. This is why it's so important to be able to sit in discomfort, to feel discomfort without going back to the old neural pathway. Because when you do that, you're just hardwiring the old road more. It's better to be uncomfortable in your new thoughts that are taking you where you want to go than to be comfortable in your old stories that are keeping you stuck. Write this one down and staple it to your face. It is better to be uncomfortable in your new neural pathway than comfortable in your old stories. So, what to do when you find yourself in your old story? First, acknowledge that you just showed up here out of habit. This is what a brain does. When you are learning how to speak a new language, you're still going to be thinking and speaking most of the time in your old language. The more you practice it, the more automatic it will become. But at first, it's just a habit. Second, you're going to say, oops, oops. And then you're simply going to turn around, no drama, and pick the other pathway. You're not going to argue with yourself about it. You're not going to try and convince yourself, I should really just stay here in this old, why I should go over to this new. Nope. There's no arguments here. You're going to move yourself to the new neural pathway. Then you're going to ask yourself empowered questions to stay on your new neural pathway so that this pathway begins hardwiring. Why do I want to believe this new thought? How do I feel when I think this new thought? Where will this neural pathway take me? Why is it worth it for me to stay here even though it's uncomfortable? This is it. You just showed up here out of habit. Oops. Ask yourself empowered questions. Don't spend time on the old neural pathway. Just get on the new one and hardwire that connection. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's harder to stay stuck. All right. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I will talk to you next time.